Hello everyone, it's Cherie. Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of day 7, my daughter's day 7. I did this, I woke up really early one day, couldn't sleep, so I just started working on it. The lighting wasn't great, so I decided not to film it. But for this page, she went to her grandmother's, her Nana's house, and stayed the night there while I was out of town. So I got a bunch of photos from her from Facebook and printed them up and stuck them in my December daily. So here I just put down some Christmas wrapping paper, and I wrote Abby's Day 7 in some glittery thickers and a little die cut, a printable linen, and some word stickers. And I'm planning on writing just like a little quote from my daughter here about her weekend. And then I had some Project Life inserts, so I decided, since I had so many pictures, to use one of them, and I just tipped it in with some washi. And it's a tradition for the kids to go over there and basically make handmade gifts and do arts and crafts at Nana's house at Christmas. So I just stuck those pictures in there. And then this was a printable from Molly's Mantle, and I just printed it in a small size and stuck that in there because it's of a little girl decorating a tree, and she had her own little tree to decorate. She has her own little corner there at their house in the living room, and that tree was for her corner. So, and then on this page, I put a big picture of her finished tree. I stuck some tiny word stickers here that were Tim Holtz that apparently need a little bit of glue, so I'll have to do that. And then another linen, and then this is just like some Christmas ribbon here, some vintage Christmas ribbon. And then I just stuck another linen and a picture of her and Papa. They took her to a Christmas event, so I'm not quite sure where it was. And then once I do figure it out, I'll write it down here. And then I saved this page so that I could ask her questions about her weekend and then basically write her responses. And that's it as far as part 2 goes for my daughter's day 7. I did a process video for my husband's day 7, which I will go ahead and play right now. I hope y'all enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Okay, so my husband's day 7, him and my brother flew up to West Virginia on day 6 to pack up my grandmother and move her down here. And she's only an hour and a half away from Washington, D.C., so they decided to make a quick little detour and just do a fast run of visiting the area, because they've never been, they've always wanted to go, and they decided to take advantage of the opportunity, which is, I think, pretty awesome. So, I have a whole bunch of pictures that they took, and I'll be honest, this was a little difficult for me to do, and sorry about my voice. I feel like I'm starting to come down with something, but it was a little hard because I wasn't there. I mean, I did talk to him all throughout the day, but it was a struggle. And I don't know, maybe it was because I was getting a little burnt out, I guess, perhaps. I'm not sure. So I decided to go ahead and flip through my linens, because I really love using linens, the digital linens, and most of those are from Little Bendy on Etsy, and Roxy Creations, and Roxy Creations by Sarah, and myself. Some are my linens. So yeah, so I think this one here is Little Bendy's. But yeah, so it was difficult because I couldn't really, journal about their, I mean, I did journal about their trip, but I wasn't there to experience it. But it was still enjoyable. So it's not as decorated as I normally do. It's very just kind of, I didn't want to do too much because I really wanted the photos to speak for themselves. And, but yeah, I like how it turned out. And I'm not quite done with it. There's some empty spaces that I'll show you later on that I'm going to have my brother and my husband journal. I'm going to force them to write in my journal something about their trip. They have to do it. So yeah, so this is just a picture of my husband, and I liked the way that it looked, but I felt like it needed the corners rounded, so I rounded my corners. And I still have a whole bunch of die cuts that I have like 2 or 3 packages that I need to still try to use up as many as I possibly can. So I did use a few die cuts in this spread, this day 7, my husband's day 7. Now, we live in Florida, so we don't really get to experience snow. So a lot of the die cuts do have, you know, snow sayings or, you know, chilly outside. I think today is like 70. I think it's going to be in the 80s today. So, but up there where they were, it was pretty chilly. So, but I still don't mind using them. Even though it doesn't snow here, I'll still use snow ephemera. So yeah, so I'm just fiddling around with those die cuts and, you know, trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. So I just went ahead and stuck down my photo, because a lot of times I'll just sit there and fiddle or just flip my pages back and forth trying to figure out what I want to do, and then it's like, okay, I'm just wasting time. Let me just go for it. And I did like that Santa, but I kind of felt like he was a little bit big. And I'm already using this Happy Holidays die cut, which is quite large as well. So I went with the little mittens, because my husband was talking about how cold it was up there. And then I'm gonna do numbers for his day 7. And that's that same little tiny glittered alphabet stickers that I've been using throughout. So I just stuck a label there, and I decided to go with those because they fit just fine on that label, and write out Clark's day 7, who's my husband. And that C, just yeah, I fiddled with that for a while because I kept feeling like it was crooked, and it still kind of looks crooked, but it's okay. Now I could have used like a ruler or something along those lines to make it super straight, but I'm not too fussed when it comes to things like that, especially in my junk journal. If I was to do a 12 by 12 scrapbooking page or something like that, I might be a little bit more fuzzy with it, but I don't get too precise in my journal. So yeah, Clark's day 7. And then I had, when I was flipping through my pictures earlier, I went ahead and just placed a couple that I figured I would keep them there. And that's a picture of my husband and my brother. And yeah, they were pretty excited. I was like, make sure you get me some selfies. And he got a couple. I mean, you can't expect much from, guys, so he did pretty good. And then that thing there that I'm folding over, that is like a little vintage postcard envelope. It had a bunch of old Washington, D.C. postcards in it. And I just used the just that piece from it. But I didn't want to write anything on the inside or cover it up because it has a bunch of facts about Washington, D.C. So I thought that would be pretty neat to leave in there too. And then the day that they went was actually Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And he had taken a picture of the plaque there, even though it's not the whole thing, it's just part of it, but that's what I had, so I used it. And then that little picture is a picture of my brother. And I was thinking I might want to put it on this page. And I wasn't quite sure about that deer card. I really like it there. And I do end up leaving it. But I didn't tape it down because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to keep it there. So I went ahead and taped down his photo and then just flipped the page because I was fussing with that other side too much. And I was like, all right, I need to move on. I'll go back to that. And I just stuck some tape down just to help secure the photos a little bit better. But yeah, they were like, we gotta go back. We want to go back for vacation soon. And I was like, cool, I'll do it. I'd love to see the history. I love history anyway, so. And then I was like, make sure you get me a picture of the National Christmas tree. So he did do that, so that was pretty cool. And then I wanted to make sure that when I folded that over, that the picture wouldn't like get stuck, that it wasn't too large, and it seemed to fit just fine. So, and then I put this linen down. I still haven't written anything on there. I'm just gonna wait until I talk to my brother and maybe put something that he said about his trip, or something there later on. Here I go with the die cuts again, just trying to figure them out, trying to get them used up. And then that's just a printable label. I think it's one of the ones from the Graphics Fairy membership, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is just a little random sticker sheet that I have of some old stickers, some vintage stickers of some elves. So I went back to this page and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to go ahead and tape down this card, even though I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in it, but that's alright. I like it. I think it looks nice there. And stuck some more washi down. And here I go with the die cuts again. And I like the idea of putting the houses, or a house, down because they did go up there to move my grandma. So I went ahead and I used that. And then I did some journaling. And I just put a little Christmas quote there. And then that spot I'm saving for my husband to write on. And then the other spot is for my brother to write on. And that's